Focus. Here's the truth no one wants to hear. Winners are just losers who refuse to stay losers. Sounds harsh, right? But research shows 92% of people quit after their first failure. That means the world's most successful people aren't smarter, they're just the 8% who tried again. So what actually separates the quitters from the champions? The answer will change how you see failure forever. You're watching FruityWisdom, where we get 1% wiser every single day. Hit subscribe so your mindset never stagnates. Alright, let's break this down, because the line between failure and greatness is razor thin. Most people think success is about talent, luck, or timing. But the real game changer? Endurance. Every time you fail, life is asking you one question: do you still want this? And most people answer with silence. We've been trained to see failure as a full stop, when really it's just a comma. Because failure isn't the opposite of success, it's the process of success. That's the twist no one tells you. The people at the top aren't fearless, they just kept walking through the fear long enough for it to get tired. Take Walt Disney. Before Mickey Mouse, before Disneyland, he was fired from a newspaper for lacking imagination. Then his first animation studio went bankrupt. He lost everything, twice. But instead of quitting, he doubled down on his vision. He sold his furniture, lived off crackers, and kept drawing. Years later, that same imagination he was fired for built a billion-dollar empire of dreams. The wow moment? The man who was told he wasn't creative enough built the happiest place on earth. You see this pattern everywhere. Michael Jordan, cut from his high school basketball team. He didn't quit, he practiced until he became the standard. J.K. Rowling, rejected by 12 publishers before one finally said yes to Harry Potter. Steve Jobs, fired from his own company, came back years later and changed technology forever. And Thomas Edison failed over 1,000 times to invent the light bulb. When asked how it felt to fail, he said, "I didn't fail 1,000 times. I found 1,000 ways that didn't work." All of these people were digging for gold, and here's the metaphor: success is a mine. Most people stop digging 3 feet from treasure because they can't stand the dirt. But the ones who keep swinging, they strike gold, not because they were lucky, but because they stayed in the dirt long enough for it to pay off. Persistence is the pickaxe of progress. But here's the darker truth: the danger of quitting isn't just losing a dream, it's losing your identity. Every time you give up, you teach your brain that you can't trust yourself to follow through. And that's how quiet hopelessness starts. Think about it. How many people do you know who once had fire in their eyes, and now they're just tired? Not because they failed, but because they stopped fighting. Failure doesn't kill dreams, surrender does. And the world doesn't need more people who almost made it. It needs people who decide they're not done yet. So let's turn this from motivation into movement. Because knowing this means nothing if you don't use it. First, when you fail, pause, don't stop. Take a breath, analyze what went wrong, but don't make permanent decisions in temporary pain. Next, shrink your next step. You don't need a miracle, you need momentum. Start small, a single call, one more rep, one more hour of focus. Finally, rewrite your story. Stop saying, "I failed," and start saying, "I learned." That tiny change in language changes how your brain perceives effort. You stop running from failure and start growing through it. Because success isn't built on winning. It's built on trying one more time when no one's watching. And if you want to build a mind that refuses to quit, there are a few books that'll light that fire. Grit, by Angela Duckworth, it breaks down why perseverance beats talent every time. Atomic Habits, by James Clear, the ultimate guide to turning small wins into unstoppable growth. And The Obstacle is the Way, by Ryan Holiday, the modern blueprint for turning every setback into strength. Each one will rewire how you think about failure and turn it into fuel. But knowledge means nothing without action. So here's your challenge. Think about one thing you've given up on, and take one step today to revive it. Send the email. Reopen the notebook. Pick up the project you buried. Because the second you try again, you're no longer a loser. You're becoming a winner in progress. Drop a comment below and tell me what you're going to try one more time. Because remember, winners aren't born different. They're just the ones who refuse to stay down. This is FruityWisdom, where we turn life's bruises into breakthroughs. Stay persistent, stay patient, and keep swinging.